So I'm back with Steve, new batch of kids. Want to just say your names for the camera quick?
Tyler and Dustin.
So the same one I brought my kids into. Gotta deal with the water at the start, of course, and should be good to go after that. So I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully I can walk on the rails and it's not too deep, because not too far ahead it comes up back to the rails being above the water. So kind of hoping between the rocks and the rail I can get past that section and then get above. These guys are already stepping in the water, so
testing the chili.
yeah, they seem to care less than I do about wet feet. So the only reason I'm even wearing my helmet here basically is just to have my camera with me, and I'll have to have it in my hand, and also for the light on it. Otherwise I wouldn't even bother, because this one's pretty safe, or I wouldn't bring the kids in. But anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and just see how bad this actually is.
Cities and all the towns you know, with trolley cars and pavements hard and theaters where you go. You can have your little auto and carriages so fine, but it's hobnail boots and a flannel shirt in Cobalt Town for mine. For we'll sing a little song of Cobalt. If you don't live there, it's your fault. Oh, you Cobalt, where the wintry breezes blow, where all the silver comes from, and you live a life and then some. Oh, you Cobalt, you're the best old town I know.
I think we got much more than a couple inches of water in that.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be terrible either. Let's see, I'll end up walking on this kind of stuff. I'll tip my camera down a little. Make sure everybody can see what's going on.
Just step wherever I see.
Yeah, so I think we'll be okay. We'll have a rail for a bunch of it there, just to get to it. Pretty much this one section to get by. That's a little iffy. Oop. That timber's wobbly. That timber wobbles when you get on this end of it, so you just know. Okay, how far? Oh, the rail's close. Close enough there that it doesn't get past the soles of my cheap shoes, so should be alright. Look at that. And it comes back up, so heck yeah. So this video should turn out better than the one when I was with my kids, just because I wasn't really set up to record that trip. And this one I am. Cool.
That's not so bad.
Yeah, another little spot, and then that I'm not really sure. That would have been someone coming in later on probably, and like maybe marking a distance or a vein or something, you never know. Yeah, so that should be pretty much up there. I think it comes out. So this here is a little spot that would have been just a sump to drain this water out of here. Okay. So there would have been a pump there with a hose running out. Yeah, too bad there isn't one still. Hey man, my feet are dry, so I'm good.
Yeah, I'm still dry. My boys are doing pretty good.
My feet are wet.
Well, so, yeah, you're wet, but that's from earlier though.
Yeah, he stepped in the freaking puddle.
Probably basically stepped into a swamp.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did that too. You did that too. I forgot. I wasn't there, so I was told. So the water levels on the side is pretty shallow. I tend to like do this if I can, where I can, because it's quicker. Heck yeah. So even this split, yeah, it is neat. It's definitely worth checking it out.
Continue going down here, which is amazing. All this, the hose drill in here. Oh, look at the whole drills here. Look at that. This is awesome.
And this would be a rack to hang the drill steels on, you know?
Okay.
type thing. There, pretty much, we should be out of the water most of the rest of the way anyway.
Oh, look at this splits again up here. This is pretty cool. I'm loving this place already.
It's neat. It splits.
Tigers or whatever that one is called. That's pretty cool. That's explosive, man. That's cool.
He gets all pumped.
Somebody was done that after, or recently?
No, that was probably around like the late 60s or so. I'm pretty sure that's when they drove this adit in.
Left or straight?
We can go either direction. We're gonna end up doing both. Okay, so we're gonna do all the left turns, I guess, which is fine.
Let Ty lead the way, guys, because he's
No, they're good. Yeah. It's all safe in here, man. Until we get to the timbers. When we get to the timber section, we'll know anyways, way before we get there. There'll be water coming down and you'll know, trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they do? Calcite vein in here? Is that what they would mine out with silver?
Yeah, I think most of what the veins are in here is actually dolomite.
Okay.
But, so this is, I haven't seen any yet, but this is obviously just the end. So they're obviously continuing that way. There's some drill holes in there too in the face. I'm not sure if they're planning to go this way further or if it was just like a spot off to the side to store stuff or whatever.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's hard to say. But, no, it's all good.
No, you stay there in the middle and Tyler, you go that side.
Just trying to give you the best light setup here I can.
That's perfect. Like, this is a great picture. Look at me, please. Oh, maybe that's what the room is. That's an explosive room down there.
Yeah, probably the one on the side, and they probably would have kept going though with the tunnel at one point. Like that was probably the plan.
Yeah.
Until they figured out.
And turn it into an explosive room.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Like it was probably they're chasing the veins, right?
Yeah.
But then when they figured out that it ended, they probably decided, well, it's a good spot to use for explosive storage. It's fucking light, man. There we go. Never cooperates. Okay, I'm just gonna walk right on this stuff. Okay, water again. How bad is it? Not very. Nothing compared to before. Like this is even walkable. Oh, my one foot's a little bit wet now. That's no good. If you're tall enough, watch your head on these things.
Okay. Yeah, they hang down here. No one spots I've seen.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them through the whole thing almost.
Now we have the whole help with the hose, I guess, to the drills, right?
Yeah, hose, airlines, and all that stuff. Really, they would have hung the air pipe too and all that shit through it, like the ventilation air pipes.
You can picture it in your mind what it would have looked like with everything here.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Yeah.
only thing it's missing is an ore cars in the middle of this.
Yeah, but those don't move when you bump your head into them. Trust me, they don't move at all.
Nope.
I don't know. It's like tightrope walking. Something.
By far the longest mine shaft I've ever been in.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
We're not even halfway as far as it goes. Let's watch some numbers.
Okay, so the numbers are what? Feet?
You'd think, yeah, it should be. It should be, yeah. Yeah, it's feet for sure, see?
Is that the exit right there?
Yeah, straight back.
Yeah.
But like, you can't see the end.
Yeah, look, you can actually see the veins, the dolomite veins here.
Yeah.
No way, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, definitely dolomite, it's not a tough picture.
Yeah. Don't worry about the light, bud. It's fine.
I just didn't know.
Even if it does. So, see, it just keeps trucking and trucking. We'll go left for now.
We got a third split. In the line. You can see down there, but there's quite a ways. There it goes a long distance. With all of this line, keep going left and then back.
See, you're cautious enough. I don't need to worry about you very much. Yeah, so that always leaks down, and like little tiny pieces do fall here, but I've never seen anything bigger than like that. So like just stick to this side and you'll be good. Just pretty much don't walk right under that pile. Otherwise you're good, they'll go right by. Here's one of those awesome veins.
What is this one?
So that's what they would have been mining.
Yeah, they would have been following ones that these are coming off of. Like here, you can see what they're actually following. Look at this, Steve.
Oh, there it
That's what they're chasing the whole way down.
is. Okay.
You can pretty much follow it the whole way out, I think, even most of it.
Yeah, actually, now you mention it, it goes
Yeah.
right up. You can see where they followed it up.
That's right.
It comes down over there. Oh,
And like
yeah.
the stuff that's falling out is because the calcite's deteriorating
Yeah.
from the weathering and shit, and then water's basically pushing it down. So that's what all the little stuff is. And then the bigger chunks are just stuff that would be closer to the edge of it that's fractured off, because everything else is solid, right? You can see it. But the stuff that's fractured close to the edge of the vein is slowly starting to fall apart. Like this, I could probably knock off pretty easy. Same with this. But like this, I wouldn't be able to, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
It's just because it's coming down in the vein and like the stuff that's getting weathered with it.
It's too bad.
And if they start flying around, they'll just fly over your head.
I wonder if you
I
can
know
scan
that.
that with a metal detector.
I got a relationship with the bats in this mine.
Oh, dude.
We have an understanding.
It goes right up and over and connects into the vein and splits off this way
Yeah.
and then comes down the rock over there. And I bet you at one point in time, those veins were probably connected. And
Yeah, exactly. They blasted right through it.
and I bet you any money you can come in here with a pinpointer, you probably still get a silver true reading. It's just I bet you it's not thick enough for their time now, right?
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
I was wanting to see bats in real life.
Zoom in more though. Just don't want to piss them off with the light, that's all.
That's right.
So here again, there's a good view of the vein they're following. And another one,
Look at that. That's like 4 or 5 inches right there.
yeah, another one that wraps around out of it, a dolomite,
Oh yeah, yeah.
right down.
You're seeing lots of these. You know what? There could be stuff still here with the amount of range you still see.
Didn't even bring a freaking pinpointer. I'm like, you definitely want to bring a pinpointer, but not the detector. Didn't bring it. I did bring one through here before though.
Yeah.
And I did get a few little beeps here and there, but nothing super exciting. I also figure since it's so easy to get into and stuff that people have done it, you know. So this is the first kind of little tiny stope, but I barely even count it as one. But again, you can see where they followed that vein. Some washed out of up in there.
So there must be something a little more worth their while up there, right?
Yeah. Following it again, still there. End up in here. So there's like 2 veins there, right?
Yeah. And you know what? To think that they have to mine up so much rock for that little vein.
Yeah.
You have to be able to move, right? Oh, look at
Exactly.
this. The veining in here just starts splitting off everywhere.
Yeah, and then they ended up facing out right on it still, so you can like see the vein right straight ahead of you. It's pretty neat.
Careful with this bats. There's a hole everywhere.
It's pretty cool, eh?
Let's go to the other side. I don't care about the cave.
Some mineralization in that chunk.
Nice to actually see like what they are actually chasing, because all the other stuff
Yeah.
you see, it's all gone. There's nothing there. But now you can actually see
Yeah.
the vein, and you can actually see in certain spots the contact zones where the rock is really smooth versus where they blasted and chiseled it out.
Yeah.
Right?
Most of anything underground in cobalt though, you can see, you can follow the veins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. If it like this, the outside shit, they blasted it basically right out of it, so you can't tell anymore. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so back out here and turn left again at the intersection.
This is exactly what I was talking about, contact zone, right? You got
Yeah.
that thin vein,
Yeah.
smooth, and then this is where they blasted out, and that's the rock, and this is where they widened it. Otherwise, this face would have been probably straight down, right?
Yeah.
flat seal.
It would definitely broke off like that first when it, like from the blast. There's a chunk right out of the vein for sure. Or, oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe. I think it fell from there actually. Would that fit there?
Yeah,
Or
well,
what?
it definitely have some veining, so I'm gonna clean it up regardless, see how it looks.
Yeah.
Right?
Might at
It's
least-
always, you know, it's not like picking up every rock again. If I do that, make it pretty. And,
Well, a lot of them will look really nice, eh? Because like there's lots of like,
oh, I'd love to get a chunk with just a big vein running right down the middle of it. I think
Yeah.
it weighed 50 pounds, I'd carry it out.
yeah, eh? See, my kid brought a lot of rocks home out of this place. Holy man. There's some cool, like even this, just weird, you know? Looks strange.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Main stretch. Oh yeah, I'm sure there'll be a few more too. In the winter though, man, in the winter this place fills right up with them.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous, like thousands. Okay, so back to the main adit down there. Well, we're in the main adit tunnel here now.
How far do you think this was? Did you say?
Pretty far. We're like not even halfway to the end probably. That's assuming,
Just getting there.
that's, yeah, exactly. That's assuming we can get past the timbers and stuff safely too.
Yeah.
But even that, even without being able to, there's still quite a bit more to go. See, for me, it's getting these freaking feet wet, it pissed me right off. It's true though. I got good balance, but
Dad, I found such a really drill book.
is it? Oh yeah, it's
I
broke.
punched it and it just snapped.
Oh yeah. So it should dry up right up there again. Little pocket there.
When you think, right, there's only a little bit. I don't know how big the wide main vein is, but
Yeah.
it wasn't a very thick vein, but it must have been wealthy enough to follow.
Yeah. Plus there would have been that one that they're like the lead vein or whatever they want to call it.
With the spider
Same
gone.
idea, yeah. Same idea as the one we could follow on the other side. Oh yeah, that thing pops apart. See that vein? It's good for a picture.
It's like a tunnel. Oh yeah, look at that. That's perfect. You know what? I'm shocked they didn't go
Yeah,
check it out.
700 so far.
Oh, hey, you got everything. Cobalt, calcite, dolomite. It's all here. That's a good name, but I like that.
Yeah. There's more. But wait.
Is it better with the veins?
Well, I mean, there's spots that are stoked out and stuff. I don't know. You just gotta do the adventure. I don't want to over or undersell it. You know,
Yeah, no, we're trying to get there to know. That's
I'm pretty bad for that, but like you're impressed so far, so like expect much of the same.
You know, I enjoy being in these places, checking out the history.
Yeah.
Going, you know, not too many people have been in this place since it was operating, right? Other than the people that live in the area and the odd tourist.
That's it.
So you basically literally just walking down history lane here.
Yeah.
Except back then they would have had waterproof boots.
Exactly. And a little train to ride on.
Yeah, you had to trade to take the boot on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just let's again, mate.
Yeah. Although the train wasn't like transportation. Even the
No,
guy
it was a
operating
car.
it just had like a little loop on the side to stand on usually, you know?
Yeah, it would have
Yeah. And then the work carts behind. Yeah. So just a little bit. They're just checking it a bit further type thing, right? That one when they found it. They'd follow it up till they're pretty sure it's not going to turn to silver is what they would do.
see that kind of spidering though, like in Timmins, when you see that kind of stuff, it's usually associated with a lot of gold and whatnot, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're doing that.
Yeah, just keep doing lefts. It's still more water back here than I thought though.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear on that side there. That's a little roundabout here.
There should be sides at least that you could walk, I think most of them up here.
Yeah. Well, that big piece of steel that we see when we came in was a piece of drill.
Yeah. Oh, more normal. That's why I said boots, though, if you had boots. That's why I said we'll bring boots if you had them. Remember?
Yes. Yeah.
Come in handy. The other ones,
When I come up, I'll bring one. No, now to bring them.
yeah. The other ones should be dry. The other two little ones there,
Yeah.
they're way smaller than this. Like we'd be done both of them by now.
Yeah, it's just some sort of, who knows, don't touch it though. Maybe there's a nice pink cobalt there, but.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely cobalt that's doing
It's
that.
called technically?
Yeah, erythrite, yeah. Yeah, it's like a cobalt arsenate or something like that. It has to be arsenic in the rock for it to turn pink too, basically.
Yeah. What's the green?
The green, that's in the stone, so I'm not sure. Like it might be just greenstone.
Okay.
It's a kind of rock.
Yeah.
But that's definitely in the rock itself. But a lot of times if there's green around here on rocks, it's going to be nickeline. So it'll be like antibergite is the actual mineral,
Okay.
but it forms on nickeline. Another branch. Starting to feel a little bit wintry. So we'll go this way first. Again. Drift number 3. Feels like more than 3. Again, you can follow all those veins up in the ceiling. Sunk this thing right on the vein. Vein number 4. Cobalt. So there's cobalt up here, yeah, right in those veins.
So maybe that's what the pink ribbons are rotating the cobalt.
Could be. Dolomite. Don't actually see much of anything that looks too promising in that. But the timbers, I believe, are right up around the corner. So, yeah, see the timbers there? Here, I'll fix that situation for you when you get here. Boom. There we go. See that, Steve? That's the sketchy spot.
Up there.
Fuck.
Yeah, for sure sketchy.
Yeah.
Definitely would collapse there.
Yeah. We'll check it out though before we go out. This one ends just a little bit up here. We're gonna go up there. If we can pass it, we'll pass it.
You see how high that goes?
Up there? Yeah, I'm not even sure. Probably just drill it out and let it all fall out of the vein.
Oh, that's wild. So I'm gonna see when we scrap some of these pieces out of there. Or this big chunk here. See, that's a good
See if I can.
Well, it's probably gonna be hard to get up there. I'll get my boys to lift them up and see.
Pretty far up there. And that's what, like 6 inches open, maybe 10 inches the widest spot besides that pocket. Right up there. And it goes up there
That goes way up there.
like 15 feet at least.
That's
At
pretty
least.
impressive, man.
Right up in that little hole. That's nuts, eh? So they would have probably just drilled up it, let all the pieces of the vein fall out and collect it all up.
That's it, right?
Test it and see what it looks like. And if there's not much or nothing in it, they'd just keep going, right?
Yeah.
If it turned out good, they would have definitely put like a raise or whatever there.
That's obviously, if they mined it that high, that vein would be well worth it.
You'd think. Yeah. This ends up pretty good anyways too. That's like the bad spot right there. So
That's it, eh?
yeah, so when we get back there, I'll go ahead again and I'll investigate, but
If it's not worth chancing, don't even risk it.
yeah, that's right. Like I'll just investigate.
If it was maybe me and you, it'd be like, yeah, let's go, but.
Yeah.
Maybe, I tell the boys to wait back,
Either or. I'll check and see what it looks like anyways. Like if that rock came down already, that would be ideal. Cause there's only the one that made me really like, eh. But like I still went over it with Jen even, like my girlfriend there.
Yeah.
So there's cobalt in here too.
Yeah, eh?
And those little thin little bits there. Something silvery looking there too, but just a little speck. Oh, it might be water.
Sparkly, yeah.
Might be water on that one. But again, you can see the vein they're following, right?
Yeah.
Piece of airline. They're up there, alright. Freaking kids. Like that must have been a test drill there. Like I don't understand, you know? With little, tons of little veins.
It's a weird spot, eh?
Like a web.
Maybe a metal detector. Well, they didn't have that then.
More
so.
cobalt in there. Signs of it.
Yeah.
What does this one say? I don't even know. It's so hard to read some of this stuff. Maybe. I'm not sure. What's up? What are you doing here? A tag, yeah. Just on that one. Can't see it, but I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's not too many of them left.
Oh, not that.
I have a couple tags at home.
Yeah?
Yeah. I have one from in here too.
That's cool. I don't mind anything. Hopefully someone will touch it kind of 30 foot.
Yeah, it's probably from the branch or something like that, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like they mark a ton of information on the walls in these things. So like whatever, that would be like the drill numbers, right? Or like sample numbers. You know what I mean? Like when they did their core samples,
Yes.
that's probably the sample numbers, I'm assuming.
So you can associate to the location.
Yeah, so you'll know if it shows something.
Yeah, there's cores right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, there's definitely holes.
Yeah, there's
And they're marked like U19 on this one, U20 on that one.
obviously it's. Well, there must be some, because they got cars, rails going here, right? So they
Bullshit.
would've-
U19. There's 20, so that's marking the same deal as those ones on that side. But like this whole vein apparently they thought looked good. They also sunk a hole in it there.
Yeah.
Veins in the ceiling. A plug. Another tag on that one. That one's pretty hurting.
That's pretty cool. I love this, seeing the veins cross section like that.
Yeah.
As a geologist, I would be very impressed with stuff like that.
You get to the end? You're right, there's nothing.
Oh, it just stops?
Yeah.
It stops on like a big
Take
pile.
a look and
Yeah, it must be from the turn.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Just wait for me to catch up. Don't go too far ahead.
They say nothing, but there's lots of cool stuff.
Okay, yeah.
So like
Oh, yeah.
the diabase contact or whatever they're trying to say.
Oh, that's the contact zone.
Called lamp.
And see this little black veining in between it all.
Yeah, it could be just arsenites, you never know.
Yeah. Even arsenics can have some precious stuff.
Yeah, check this out. That's a calcite vein and a half, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like it even turns to quartz.
Yeah, it does
It's
have
hard to
some
say,
nice
but could be just calcite crystals, but that's pretty clear for calcite crystals from here, man. Looks like little quartz crystals, like how clear it is.
Yeah, clear quartz maybe.
Yeah. There's not a lot of quartz around cobalt though, but like there's even less crystallized calcite, you know what I mean? Calcite is the age of it, I guess it deteriorates like the shit we're pulling out of the vein over there.
Yeah.
Instead of being hard crystals that don't really deteriorate. Yeah, and then it's just like the pile that was backfilled and then where they faced out on that vein.
Not much worth chasing after, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Some died out.
Yeah, it's still a pretty thick vein there though.
See.
Yeah.
You're the best old town that I know.
I'm gonna check the outside edges here because they sit on pockets. Yeah, they're still in pockets. That timber's more than strong enough, so this is solid. But it's not the spot that I was worried. If you look at these timbers, like that's not solid.
No, that's rotten.
Like don't, and like that one, it's just sitting on the top of rotten shit like that. So like this is solid. See how it's like up in the pockets and stuff?
Yeah.
And that's connected to this, and that's on drill rods. So this is not going nowhere. But what I'm worried about is the gap between where it fell. There's a big loose rock up there, which is actually up here somewhere. But I'm gonna go just so I can see up above it and see if it's still up there, if it fell or what.